Hi, everybody. You've reached the bonus round, and I'm going to tell you how to interview and hire remote staff. It's a little different than hiring locally in the office because they're not going to come into your office and they're going to be working from home, presumably, or working from the road or traveling or whatever, wherever they might be. So your work and your company is going to be a more intimate part of their lifestyle than when people come to the office. There's a sense of detachment. I'm at work. You're going to be in people's homes. You're going to be with their families. You're going to be talking to them while there's other stuff going on. And so we have found in Supportive Venture that remote workers are a lot more picky about the companies that they end up working with. And also, we've also found that the younger generations, as in people who are younger than the age of 40 now, are a lot more picky on companies that they work with. And especially the best people, most intelligent people, are very, very careful to screen companies and vibes that fit with them. And their attitude tends to be, if you talk down to them, they're not going to like it. They're just going to bail on you. So that's important to keep in mind with those two things, that you're going to be in people's lives in an intimate way with your business, with their families there. So you need to understand their lifestyles because you need to fit within that. So I would start by building rapport in an interview. The worst interviews for remote staff that I've seen companies do when interviewing people through my company, Supportive Venture, they almost sound like interrogations. They almost sound like hey, what can you do for me? I'm the big boss. I've got money. Why should I give some to you? And like some sort of militaristic police sort of tone. It really turns a lot of great people off when they have that sort of overly authoritarian or sort of hierarchical boss like figure asking them questions, especially the most intelligent people who have so much to contribute, the people who have tried lots of different stuff in life, started their own businesses, and ended up somewhere and just want a nice remote job that they can work, will be turned off by you asking questions that sort of test them and try to make them prove themselves. What you should be going for is casually connecting with them in a way that imparts your values and hoping that the conversation will lead to a blossoming of shared values, a blossoming of a fondness for each other that will lead to a good partnership. At Supportive Venture, we view ourselves as matchmakers, whereas you have sites like Upwork and stuff like that, which are basically dating sites for remote workers. We are matchmakers. We want to make matches. We look at the people who are looking for jobs, and we look at the companies that are looking to hire people, and we look at the strengths and weaknesses of both of them, and we hope that we're going to match them up in such a way that makes a good match. And it's really great when we do. When we make mistakes in that, it's really painful for a lot of people, just like in relationships. And yeah, we like to make relationships that last. And so what we really realize is the companies that are going to get the best people interested in working with them are going to share the most culture in terms of values. So when the dog is barking in the background when your remote worker's on a meeting, you have a laugh about it. You're not annoyed. When they have to pick up their kids from school, you accommodate that. So when their kid is sick home from school, you understand that they might not be able to do 100 calls that day, and you sort of accommodate them and their lifestyle. Remote workers, well, through my business, they're all based in lower cost countries, so they are working for less than they would if they were in America, in the American system or the UK system or the Canadian system, Australia, etc. So with that, at Supportive Venture, we sort of set the guideline for a little bit more respect of people and their lifestyles. And my goal with my company is to create as many great lifestyles for people as possible. And that's pretty much the reason why I'm putting all this effort into creating these videos, so that business owners can train themselves and on how to create great environments for staff working, how to create businesses that scale without massive outbreaks of chaos. And it all starts in the interview and how you set the tone from the first impression. So I would say that you want to pick the right person for the job. You shouldn't hire them just because you like them, but you should hire them only if you like them, as the thing that actually just gets them the job is building a connection with you. It's not like you can just hire people and tell them what to do. As your organization grows, you will have to, be less involved in every hire. But hopefully you will have passed down your culture in levels of management, people who enjoy your jokes, people who like to hear from you, who trust your judgment on management decisions and kind of view you as a leader. I've said this before, you need to be a leader. So the best way to lead in an interview is to prove to people that you care about them, because that leads them to care about you. And so this may sound like hippie, airy-fairy nonsense, but the most successful companies in the world adopt practices like this in their HR approach. And the ones that are really changing the world and changing people's lives, you can only build an organization like that if everybody on board feels a sense of belonging to the collective that you've established and the culture that you've established and the sort of humanity of it all and being a part of a team. People long for being a part of a team that they believe in, whether it's the military, whether it's a successful company like yours, whether it's a sports team or anything like that. People long for that sense of belonging. They long for the structure. They long for the trust that, the consistency of your brand, the things that you consistently deliver is all about value. So that needs to be written into your interview scripts, the questions that you ask people. And there needs to be a lot of breathing room to make people comfortable talking to you, because job interviews make people nervous, let's face it. We do first interviews, either an automated system where they record their own first interview, which is interesting. I can tell you more about that if you want to implement that for your business. Or we do the scripted HR interview, and people are so nervous. But once they get to the stage past the first interview, it's really, once you've screened them on the first sort of, you know that they have what you need in terms of some sort of asset or experience or personality trait. Then the next thing is to build comfort with them and make them comfortable, especially if you're hiring full-time. And I don't recommend getting freelancers for remote work, because it's just, the results are not as good. If you don't give somebody enough money to live, how do you expect them to be loyal and to be a fully committed member of your team, unless they're running a consulting business or some sort of specialized thing where it really is their own business? But if you want people to do work part-time, you'll have a lot more trouble developing them how you want. So build that connection, and then listen to them about their needs, about their lifestyle. One of the best sort of interviews I've seen was an hour-long second interview in the same day with a star candidate. And they ended up talking about the guy's favorite superhero. And this is right after we'd been through one of the interrogation style interviews. This was a star candidate. All of my clients would hire this guy. Super amazing computer technician. And guess what? The guys that asked about the superhero, they got the candidate. The guys who talked down to him had the air of superiority. I'm the boss. He was basically allergic to them, because people like me, like you, who have lots to offer companies, we need to be treated as equals. We need to have our needs met emotionally, financially, and structurally in a job. So you should emphasize all of those things, that you care about the people, that you want to see them doing well in life. You're not just trying to get the best deal out of them, that you want to help them create a lifestyle that brings them closer to their ideal lifestyle, and that they're a part of a vision for a company that's going to make a difference and give something great to the world. So that's pretty much it. If you're on that level of creating that type of company, I'd like to talk to you. So book a call with me. Thanks a lot, Eric, Supportive Venture. And if you're thinking of hiring staff through a company like mine that has a little more expertise on how to find people living abroad who are going to do great work in different time zones, in different countries, and different living situations for different sort of roles, yeah, you can talk to me about that too. We can talk about contracting someone through my company, but I hope I've given you a great toolkit for even if you find the direct hires of your dreams and you don't need help of a staffing agency like mine, that you now have a vision for how you're going to run your business from a beach in a place like Thailand or the Caribbean, whatever it is, wherever you want to go, from your laptop with a sense of confidence in your people, that you've got the right people on board, and that they feel a synergy with you and your business. So thanks a lot. Book a call if you want. I'm here for you guys. I want as many entrepreneurs to join my team of superheroes around the world so we can really raise businesses up and build systems that work for people and make people's lives great. Thanks a lot. Eric signing out. Take care.